God, I am good, said Pops wrongly. He raised a daughter who married a president. Now he just wants to survive the family vacation. Part 1. The Family Vacation. Chapter 1. The Beach Farewell. Harold Pops. Finnegan stood with his feet planted in sand like a director calling his final take. He wore a wide-brimmed hat that suggested a complicated friendship with melanoma, and a t-shirt that read, Arizona. It's a dry heat, which was a lie in Hawaii. He watched his 18-year-old daughter, Lily, dash down the beach with a laughing pack of island kids, and pretended this was not, in fact, tearing a soft seam inside his chest. She waved without looking back. That was the point, he told himself. If you raised them right, they ran forward. God, I am good, Pops said, half to the trade winds, half to the ache that wanted to be pride. No, you're not, Pops, a voice said from the shade. Pops turned. The President of the United States lay in a canvas recliner, bare shoulders golded by the late light, a newspaper folded on his chest like a napkin after a feast. President Kylo Tanoa, Kai to family, navigator to the Secret Service, ocean boy when Pops wanted to annoy him, did not glance up. He had the serenity of a man who could hear catastrophe and categorize it. What do you mean, no you're not? Pops said. You didn't see the wave. The wave acknowledged me. Kai flicked a corner of the paper. You just congratulated yourself for letting your adult child walk 10 yards to the water with friends. That's not parenting? That's physics. You're very smug for a man who's legally barred from sunscreen photographs, Pops said. A pair of men pretending to be tourists pretended harder. They were Secret Service agents in floral shirts and sunglasses so reflective that Pops could see his own skepticism bobbing in them. One carried a surfboard that had never been wet. The other carried a pineapple, which seemed aggressive even for fruit. Pops folded his arms. I'm just saying, I made a whole person who makes good choices. That's an accomplishment. Kai's eyes scanned the paper, but Pops knew he was listening. That was Kai's trick. He kept reading while hearing everything, like a lifeguard who never quite left the tower. You did not make a whole person, Kai said mildly. Rosa did. Rosa provided the raw materials, Pops said. I provided the intellectual property. Kai lowered the newspaper an inch. You gave a pep talk to a stroller. It worked, Pops said. She walked at 9 months to get away from it. A shadow cut the sun. Sophie, 25, a film camera slung cross-body like a sash of quiet rebellion, stepped into view. She kissed Pops on the cheek, then tipped 2 fingers in salute at Kai. Any classified crises? She asked. Should I prepare for a cutaway to a helicopter shot, or are we still in the family comedy? Domestic theater only, Kai said. Your father declared victory over parenting. I'm attempting to restore constitutional balance. Sophie smiled. Dad, you know you can be proud without narrating it to passing seabirds. Someone must keep the record, Pops said. But he softened. Sophie had Rosa's calm even when she was mocking him. Downshore, Lily whooped and ran into foam. The water took her legs with friendly malice, then gave them back, like an uncle exaggerating a magic trick. The boys she'd met yesterday, a pair of lifeguard trainees and a girl with a dive knife strapped to her calf like a character choice, fanned out around her in easy guard. Pops felt the twitch of a lecture in his throat and swallowed it. He had promised Rosa he would say nothing for one whole afternoon. He had promised himself he would say at least 3 wise things and 1 cutting remark to the president that would later be quoted in a tasteful font beneath his bronze bust. Compromise, he thought. That's marriage. Where is Rosa? He asked. Yoga under the palms with Malia, Sophie said. They started with stretches and have reached the stage of truth bombs. Wonderful, Pops said. I'll be scolded limber. Kai folded the paper and sat up. The easy, precise motion of a man who had learned how to move slowly so other people would not jump. A breeze riffled the headlines. Somewhere behind them, a camera shutter clicked and then stopped with the guilty start of a tourist realizing they had just captured the leader of the free world in flip-flops. So, Pops said, because his mouth had never learned the luxury of silence. Has anyone considered the matter of Sophie's long-term companionship? Sophie did not roll her eyes because she was disciplined, but her eyebrows had a conversation. We promised Mom we wouldn't do this until after dinner. It's not matchmaking, Pops said. It's match considering, an entirely separate sport. Kai reached for a water bottle, the motion a subtle signal for the agents to unclench their souls. Pops, he said, the last time you considered, you introduced Sophie to a ukulele instructor named Thunder, who spoke in third person. He was charismatic, Pops said. And his real name was Douglas, which I think shows humility. Sophie leaned on the back of Kai's chair. Dad, my long-term plan is a documentary about migratory turtles and a personal life that does not involve your spreadsheets. You cannot spreadsheet love, Pops said grandly, but you can create columns of opportunity. Put that on a mug, Kai murmured. Pops shot him a look. Do not smirk at me on my beach. It's not your beach, Kai said. I am renting this square yard with my charisma, Pops said. A jogger slowed. At his ear, a Secret Service earpiece gleamed like a drop of hard light. He glanced at Kai's bare feet, then at Pops's claims to real estate, and jogged on, reassured by the essential boringness of family. On the waterline, a gull made an executive decision and stole a half-eaten malasada from a paper bag. Jonah, 16, genius, dangerous, gave chase with a drone controller in both hands. His suggestion of a mustache was new since breakfast. Jonah, Pops called. Do not film the gull. You are not Werner Herzog. Jonah pretended not to hear. The drone leapt up like an obedient thought, skimmed the beach, and banked. A floral shirt agent casually adjusted his sunglasses and angled himself between the drone and the presidential scalp, as if this happened hourly, which by now it did. Sophie took out her camera and began to record. This, she said, is the B-plot establishing the tone. Pops adjusted his hat to thoughtful. I have no idea what that means and I like it. Kai set the paper aside at last. You know what you're really saying when you tell the ocean you're good? That I have achieved balance with nature, Pops said. That I am a master. That you're afraid, Kai said gently. And you're making a joke so it doesn't show. Pops held still. He had not expected that. He had expected to parry, to pirouette on a quip, and land it lightly on Kai's sturdy shoulders. The words found an open room in him anyway. I am not afraid, he said, which was enough like the truth to pass, but not enough to scan. Kai nodded as if that response had been entered into a national archive. When Lily was born, he said, Emily handed me a human and told me I was a father. I think I said, I am unqualified. She said, good, that means you'll learn. Pops frowned at the horizon. Rosa said I was overqualified. She was being kind, Sophie said. He laughed then, because he could not help it. The laugh blew something out of him, and the space it left behind did not feel like loss. It felt like a room where air could move. On cue, Lily waved again, this time back toward them, as if she had heard a line she wanted to answer. Pops raised his hand. She had his chin and Rose's insistence, and a stride that did not ask permission. A part of him wanted to call her back and list sunscreen instructions. Another part understood that the only way she would come back was if he stayed still. Rosa arrived with Malia Tanoa beside her, both of them barefoot, serene, and terrifying. Two queens whose crowns were woven from patience. Harold, Rosa said, did you make a speech to the sea? A short, triumphant one, Pops said. Malia kissed Kai's temple, then looked at Pops with that Tanoa gaze that measured and blessed at once. When the ocean answers, you listen, she said. Did it answer? It delegated to the president, Pops said. Malia smiled. He is good at repeating what water already knows. Rosa's hand slipped into Pops's elbow. Let her go, she said. I am, he said. Without commentary, she said. That's a separate discipline, he muttered. From the sky, the drone buzzed lower. Jonah, grinning, pulled it back with the confidence of a boy who had not yet purchased insurance. It skimmed a palm fringe, slapped a string of party lights the resort crew had strung for the evening luau, tangled there like a mechanical bird that had made one poor romance choice, and began to smoke. The floral shirt agent with the surfboard glanced at his partner. They both sighed in the extremely quiet way professionals sigh in front of the president. Sophie lifted her camera. "And now, physical comedy," she narrated. "Jonah," Kai called, already on his feet, already moving like the ocean had nudged him. "Disarm." "I got it," Jonah said, fingers flashing. The drone coughed and died. A beat of silence fell. Then the party lights sparked back alive, twice as bright, as if deciding to collaborate with disaster. Pops, who had once been a high school principal, and therefore a first responder to the dumb electricity of teenagers, stepped forward out of habit. 3 Secret Service agents stepped forward faster. Their hands said everything their faces did not. "Please do not prove our threat matrix right." Pops held up his palms. "I am not touching the lights. I am not touching the drone. I am a statue of restraint." Rosa squeezed his arm. "See? You can do it." "Briefly," Pops said. Kai checked Jonah's controller, then handed it back. "We're okay," he told the agents, and the beach exhaled. Lily from the water shouted, "We're getting shave ice. Back in an hour." An hour. Pops could live an entire life in an hour. He could construct 7 worries and 3 solutions and a dissertation on island safety protocols. He could draft a list of acceptable flavors and an addendum about artificial coloring. He could invent a new system of parental ethics in which daughters were issued 2 friends named Brenda who reported back. He took off his hat. He let the wind press his hair into humiliation. He put the hat back on because he was still vain. Then he looked at Kai, who had sat down again but not returned to the paper. "All right," Pop said. "Perhaps I am not good." "Not the way you meant it," Kai said. "But I am trying," Pop said. Kai's mouth bent into a smile. "That counts." Rosa leaned her head onto Pop's shoulder. "There's the truth I wanted." Malia looked to the water. "The ocean returns what belongs," she said softly. "Let it carry your children out. It will carry them back." Pops nodded, a movement he felt from his toes to the hat he had once purchased to look important, and now wore to avoid sunburn. He took a breath that tasted like sugar and salt, and something he could live on. "Fine," he said to no one and everyone. "I am trying." Behind him, a single coconut, loosened by Jonah's earlier drone stunt, dropped from a palm and landed in the sand with a theatrical thud. A wisp of smoke curled from the crushed party light wire, now nicking its husk. Sophie's camera found it. Kai's agents found it faster. The coconut sizzled like a fuse, deciding whether it wanted a career. Pops didn't turn. He faced the water and raised a hand to Lily again, and this time he did not speak. He let the ocean keep the line.